Hey spiritual rebels, welcome back to Spiritual Rebel Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing a collective weekly reading from August the 15th through the 22nd. So this is like a general collective reading. If love comes out, just like whatever comes out, we'll see what you guys need to hear for this theme of your week. And of course, as you guys know, I've already shuffled and prayed off camera, but I will shuffle again for you all a little bit as well on camera. But I hope everyone's been doing well, and I hope this Lionsgate portal has treated you guys very well so far. And I'm excited to know how this journey kind of plays out for you guys continuing on from that portal week. All right, give me a second here. Getting my life together per usual. I'm going to pull out an overall theme card for your week, and then I'm going to clarify with the tarot. Okay, so you guys got the inner child card number 47, or card 11 that goes down to 2. So it seems to be in the collective this same like lingering kind of like inner work energy that's been going on for the past like week or two. And again, the message for you to also, that creative message that I also kind of took that I shed light on this past week as well. I know it also came up in like a few of like each of like the individual signs reading as well. So it's kind of like a continued theme that I see that's going on here. I'm already getting though that we're kind of moving towards like the next phase of this whole journey, which is so after like the shadow work, and just as you're still going through the shadow work process as well, and just coming to terms and like healing like the inner child wounds, childhood traumas, and things of that sort. You are being encouraged to kind of use that like well of like the just like old inspiration from like your inner self and your inner guidance and things you used to do like just purely as a child, and you used to just enjoy and use that to spur your sense of like creativity on your day-to-day and in your projects as well, and your passion and purpose in life right now. So like whether you're doing that and channeling that in different so whether that's being channeled through personal like relationships, like where it's to kind of like bringing that certain spark and joy back, just like in like the partnership or in your personal business, or like your projects or work projects or school, just like what have you, like just however this kind of fits into your life. This is a general message, so just kind of take that as just how it fits in your personal story. So if it is more like in a business or like a project or like creative sense, it is kind of like asking you to tap in to that like inner well, and to let like your inner child roam free and be creative, and just kind of go with like your gut and like your own like it's your own like it's inspiration, and just don't be afraid to find like different creative and like unique ways of incorporating and injecting like a spin and like a new way to express yourself in your projects. And you are being guided currently as well during this whole process at the moment to kind of make big huge changes. Just it's given like it's like out of the box of my energy, and they're really having you kind of just like go within and think from like the mind of like when you were like a literal child, like in the most literal sense, like just possible, like how you really didn't care, and like you're inspired by the things around you, like whether it be like just being outside, like playing on the playground, like different colors or textures and themes here. So I don't know if I'm also kind of speaking to it's given like interior decorators or just like and like my beauty care, my industry workers as well, like my I'm sorry, excuse me, the like the proper term is like the, if you're like esthetician in some sort, like whether you're like a nail technician or like, or you're a hairstylist, or like you're like a makeup artist, or just things of that nature as well. It's kind of like you being guided by like your whims and just being inspired by all the little things around you and kind of taking heed and taking note. And even if that means you have to kind of go back out into the world and get like re-inspired, or like if you're like kind of looking up things online that kind of just like spur you, and not just kind of, you know, taking like the artist's work, but like using that like just like literally as like, oh, okay, like you watch just a few seconds, a few like minutes of a certain clip, and it's like you go with whatever your mind has already began to like formulate of how you can just naturally feed off and like bounce off of that. Like you might see like this is so insignificant, but like for example, just if you're watching something, it can be a show or movie, whatever, you see like a fire truck scene or something, then like the certain colors of the bright red of that kind of gave you like different ideas from there to kind of work upon. Like it's literally, they're asking you to tap into your like your creative side, even if it's like in a like romantic like relationship form. It's just giving you like that free will to kind of just, you know, like, sorry, like I'm also getting for those who have been going through like a rough patch like within like their relationship, to kind of give like that genuine, well, if you guys are planning to stay together, this is not if you made the decision to leave someone, whatever the case is, but if you are planning to stay like in your current union, or if you even just met someone as well, it's just like, well, for those that's kind of starting like a new chapter, that are coming from like a harder time and like going into like a new flow of like energy, it's just like you're starting from like a very fresh start, a blank canvas, and giving them, or giving each other, excuse me, kind of like the free space to rebuild and redesign and like recreate on whatever you guys left in the past, and starting new and starting fresh. And essentially kind of like the full kind of like traditional tarot card like energy. It's like starting like a new direction, and like that sense of like naivete, and just like going off on a whim again, and trusting kind of like in a child's way, and just being like free like with your heart, but of course always like with like of course with like your certain like boundaries in place that, you know, you've learned to like implement throughout certain like lessons and challenges that you guys have faced and endured, but to just challenge yourselves to, you know, be free and inject more fun, like just like literal fun and childlike whims about your guys' self, and see how that works out, and just be friends again. And, you know, just like the ease of like the simplicity and the simple stuff that you guys kind of take for granted, like even just like if it's warm where you're at, you know, if you have like that like certain, just like the luxury to go walk in the park and have like a little picnic, something simple. Like you don't have to just go and indulge and spend like all this money to have a good time. Just like you're like enjoying each other's company in like the most like, in like literal sense. It's like date each other again, or if this is new, then be open to having fun, and like just like be kids, and like laugh out loud, and, you know, get to know each other just fearlessly, and don't be too serious, and like literally start from a firm foundation of friendship. Like I'm a firm believer that a good relationship starts off as a friendship basis, because like that way, like, you know, like generally kind of like building up from that bond, and you don't have to feel like, you know, I forget, I feel like I read somewhere or I watched something, like this is a while ago, like how they say like, oh, when you go on a date with someone, or like the first couple of dates, it's like, it's not even you and that person, right? It's like your representative and like their representative are like on a date with each other. Like it's almost like compared to like when you are on like a job interview where you have to put like your best foot forward, but it's like instead of having that type of vibe, it's like be you and see how that works out for you. So yeah, like try that. It's like be you and see how that all works out for each other. Because it's like we spend so much time trying to put on this certain mask or this facade, or like we think that the other person wants to see, or like how we think we should be, that we kind of miss out on honestly and genuinely just getting to know each other and allowing us to, just go from there and like decide from there, like whether or not like this is what we want, or like, or we don't want to continue to get to know. And it makes it much easier, right? Because like if you start off kind of like in this like serious way, and of course like we all get kind of shy and like nervous at times, well, just some of us, like when it's new and fresh, of course you want to be like kind of guarded and just observant, but just be real, like be you, like do you, and of course be you like within like safe parameters, of course, and like don't be like wilding out, but like just be genuine, because it takes way more to have to put this mask on than like later on you kind of then having like backtrack and take steps, and it's like, oh, the mask is off, oh, this is not who you really are, this is not who you are. Like it's just like it's so much more like difficult and complicated, and like that in the long run brings on more problems, and like it takes way less energy just to have the courage and like the fearlessness and like the naivete, like as a child, to just be yourself as well. And yeah, like if you are being like inspired to create at the moment, or if you're working on like a new like venture, like in business or like for work, or if you have like a team around you with work purposes, or just whatever your certain scenario is, it is kind of asking you as well to kind of think out the box and see how that works out for you, and just let like your inner guide you, but also at the same time nurture. The more you're nurturing like your inner child and tending to certain things in which fulfill like your spirit as well, aside from like your mundane day-to-day things in life, it's like the more it's going to spill over on like your energy with like your other day-to-day things that you have to put your energy into. So feed your spirit and like your inner child, like whether do your hobbies that you just love to do like mindlessly, like just if you like to go skating and you haven't got a chance to like do that in a while, do that. Just grab some ice cream if you just want to have a chance to like literally just have something sweet and indulge for a second. Like don't go crazy, of course, but just I'm like everything in life is always in like moderation, right? So just give yourself permission to satisfy like that little whim and have fun, or create. If you haven't like wrote in a while, like in your journal, do that. If you haven't painted, if you haven't watched an old funny movie, like watch that old movie or like those old cartoons. But yeah, this is like a lingering message that's been going on in the collective. I think specifically now it's coming to me, I want to say it was Virgo that actually might have got these two exact same cards. If not, I know for sure they got this inner child card. I forget if they got the create card. I think that. So like whether you are Virgo or have that in your chart or not, I would recommend you to go check that reading out, see if any of those messages also kind of feed into you or speak to you in a certain way, because it's literally just coming back to me. This is like literally the same card, and it's almost funny because the pattern in this card kind of almost like continues with them here, like this blue like swirl. So it's like, how do you merge like your inner child and like nurture your inner child, like as you get the freedom and the free will to create on the outside day. So it's like your inner and your outer worlds beginning to mesh more. So so it's like magician, almost like a manifestation type of my energy as well, that I'm getting kind of like the mantra, or like this, or sorry, the expression of like as above so below. So nurture like your inner dialogue as well, like things that you're saying to yourself or your thoughts that you're thinking. If you're having a lot of negative thoughts, feed that with like more positivity as well, and see like what the output is from that, and just try to like, or at least for your first step, be more like mindful and catch yourself in those moments where you just begin to kind of sink a little bit in thought and go into like the realm of like negativity. Try to like catch those moments so you can make like a habit out of that, so you can be more cognizant and aware as you have moments like that. Because it's okay, like we're human, those things do happen, but it's more so how do we take the steps to work towards being aware of that, and then feeding feeding ourselves like with more like positivity and essentially speaking more life into ourselves. So the more we feel like the inner world, it'll reflect outwardly excuse me, towards all the other parts and realms in our life as well. So that's amazing. I see that message is kind of still coming out, but it looks like for the most part we're kind of getting out of the shadow work phase and like the ego death, but we still are doing a little more of like the inner work of like the next phase of that. So I'm gonna grab the tarot and we'll clarify the message a little more and kind of see what else we have to focus on with this collective message for the week. But that's amazing though. Like ooh, wow. Why did I just pick that up? Y'all be nosy with my own cards. Like, what's going on over here? All right, let me clarify this. And again, I already shuffled off camera. Y'all know the drill. I'm going to shuffle a bit more. I'm sorry, guys. A quick intermission. I did forget to mention that as you guys are also in the phase of like nurturing like your inner self and your old wounds as well, you're also like reformulating like your values, and you're stripping yourself of certain ideologies and themes and just traditional ways of being or thinking or doing that was taught to you or brought upon you just growing up, and you're like aligning with things that have more you're believing things that have more of an alignment to who you are and the things that you've learned and what is essentially right for you and your future generation. So it's almost like you're reparenting yourself as well and formulating your own values and sets of rules that are more healthier and that makes more sense to you. And towards the end, I might grab some other oracles from a different deck as well. We'll see how that ties in. And then I'll also read the guidebook definition just so you can get more from that as well and see how that kind of ties into this. I said the magician energy, y'all. Love this. Okay. Love when that happens. Literally is what I was getting. This energy right here. Okay, give me a second. Let me fix this. Okay, so already. Okay, so off rip, I am already getting that. It's like most of you are. You're already coming from like if I can speak, y'all. Retrograde be retrograding. Like, let me speak. Yo, okay. So, speaking of Mercury energy, it's like y'all are already aware and cognizant coming from like that certain place of like knowing how powerful your thoughts can be, in like manifestation process. You've been aware and cognizant, and you've already, so what I already discussed of, just trying to fix and catch those certain moments where you kind of like fall off the wagon. It's like you guys have already been trying to do so, and you're so aware of that, and you've seen, and like the universe almost kind of showed you times when you kind of like slipped off in thought, or just even in certain like actions or like way of being, how that has like an effect towards like what you want and or see for yourself, for like your overall like outcome for yourself. It's like you're way more clear in thought and like in direction, and you're trying to plan out the things that you've kind of took time to just like heal and go through and sift through and like delegate. So you've chosen a new path, and like it's like expansion in your mind, like you're feeling like motivated, like it's like the world is open to you, gets more big. However, you do have those times where you still, I'm getting like, you'll have your days, like it's certain days it's like you're feeling so like motivated and so ready to like implement your new plans and like your creativity and just go, and then you're kind of slip back in thought on some moments or some days again, like just doubting like your capabilities and like the process, or just the outcome of it all, or time. Like time wise, I'm getting so I'm also seeing like 220 as well, by the way. So I'm not, so if you guys are seeing twos at the moment right now, but it's like where you're headed towards, like you're such in this like fiery, like creative, like go getting, and you're like executing your plans. So what you've been, so you're coming from like, I'm trying to be cognizant and heal and manifest in the right direction. I found more direction. I'm getting more clear cut in my plan. Now I'm ready to execute and go at this time. So you're handling business is kind of like where you're headed to. And like at the moment you're kind of more clear cut. Not kind of, you are. Excuse me. You are more clear cut. But your biggest challenge right now is to kind of, it's just be aware of those certain thoughts that may trip you up along the way. And I know like the biggest, I always say this like with my friends or like whoever like I speak to about this, it's like the biggest thing with us is like, we always want to control the time, the process, like want it now, like we need this now, or like, oh, when is this gonna happen, this and that. But like we always have to like step back and remember, like we're literally only humans, and like we can't control all that. Like what we can do is be clear and plan, put in the work towards that, and allow everything to kind of like unfold how it's supposed to, and or more importantly when it's supposed to. So just the control of time, it's like we have zero control of that. And of course, time is an illusion. 222, again, I'm getting that right there. So just be humble and be patient with the fact that, and be grateful, right? It's like that sense of like gratitude you're stepping into, that you do have a more like sense of clarity towards your goals or your goal, and like the outcome that you would like. It's like for a long time that would trip you up, because you're kind of thinking in your mind like, how can I get from point A to point B, or what does point A to point B look like for me, or what should I focus on? It's like your mind was kind of like running a little like rampant, just going in like different directions, because you weren't like more grounded, you weren't steady. Now that you're getting more grounded and you're becoming more aware of how potent your thoughts and your words are, just to yourself, like just feed yourself with that love and like nurture yourself, nourish yourself, and like you'll see like magical results right now. So it's like you are literally in like the magician type of like energy. You're creating, you're manifesting, and soon you will reap your rewards and your results. But like right now, be cognizant of the things that are within you and the things that surround you as well. So that's beautiful. You are in a super potent like creative type of energy, and you're more clear cut in direction. Let's see. I was kind of, okay, let's grab from the angels and ancestors. Like I was kind of getting pulled towards that. I was going to get from the healing mantra, but let's see this one first. Let's see what they have to say. See what your ancestors have guidance towards for that. Oh, before that, let me read from the guidebook. Oh wait, actually I'll wait. Sorry, y'all. I'm all over the place. Let me get my life. That's so funny. And also, I brought this deck out before I turned the camera on, because I was already getting pulled to make sure that I pulled from this deck at some point in your reading. And again, shuffle it off camera, but we will shuffle again. Let's see what your angels and ancestors have to say to y'all right now in this phase of the journey. Oof, they are speaking. Is that two? Goodness, let's see what they already talk about. Ah, yeah. Yeah. Okay, I know y'all be getting annoyed with me, but just understand, like, I'm also in this journey trying to, like, just always trust myself and not have that doubt within me as well. So it's a process, all right? We all human here. I'm not perfect. I'm right there with the collective with y'all. I am a part of the collective. Okay, anywho. So we have the Magic Guardian, unlock the magic within. And the direction guardian, choose your path, which is really okay. Okay. A lot of magic, a whole lot of magic going on. Wait. These two cards is dead ass. Sorry, is literally like these two cards down here. This is giving magician and like inner child low key, but creation. This is all like this, and then this is giving two wands to choose your path. It's like now you're clear cut in your direction and path. I kept saying, y'all, I love when it ties up together. Okay, so yeah, like what I'm getting just with this is like the confidence that you're getting. Just continue to trust yourself. Bring that confidence out from within you. Feed from that well of creativity that's also within you, and just like implement that towards your new steps, like just along on like your journey. Direction guardian also does emphasize, of course, choose your path. So it's like now that you're getting more clear cut in your direction that you do want to head towards and you want to put like your energy towards, and also of course, like, you know, guys, apply that where that fits, like whether it be in a relationship form or in like work or just like in general in life. That can apply anywhere. Maybe for some of y'all, like you're in a place where, you know, you gotta manifest a lot of different like options, or you probably got people from your past that are also showing up, which I'm getting, I don't know why, as message. So it's like you're now in a place, in a path where it's like you're having to choose between people or like an option. It's almost like I'm kind of getting as well, as a download, kind of like the universe is like you're like in a testing phase for some of you. So if it's, for example, someone from your past and a newer person, or someone that you know, new or old, that who may not be like the best choice for you, but you know that though, and then the other person who may be a better option, it's just like go within and trust yourself. And as you nurture like your inner child and like your inner wounds, you'll be more clear cut in thought in your decisions and your actions moving forward, because you're only going to want to choose what's best for your highest good and great, and what's going to continue to put you on the path of like the healing and who you're meant to be with, and almost like that soul connection that like your souls like recognize each other type of vibe as well. So it's like choose your path and be clear. So they're asking you to make a decision right now. So like whether that be where you put your you put like your thought focus and your energy towards, like for work or general creative purposes wise, or towards like love wise as well. So you're being asked to be intentional going forward with that, and to heal yourself continuously, like internally and externally, of course, but like internal is like a main focus right now, and to continue to pull like your inner gifts. I'm also getting so certain gifts that lay dormant like within you, that you probably haven't either nurtured in a while, or you haven't even discovered like within yourself. So try new hobbies and stuff as well, guys. Like I'm also getting that message too. Try different things, or maybe some things that you always wanted to try in the past but you never really just like allow yourself that certain time and like energy to do so. Create time for that and for yourself first and foremost. That's just another like, you know, part and aspect of like self-love. Creating the time to like nurture certain wants and whims, like and needs of yourself as well. Like trust your gut and that hunch that you always wanted to. It's almost like, for example, if you always like wanted to try like a pottery class but you never got around doing it, it's like just like literally get your journal out or like your phone and write down a day that you're free for like the following week or this week or whatever the case may be during this time, and like go online and try to find like the local spot near you and like their hours and see what coincides with you, and make that plan and be firm with that and follow through, and just see how that just goes from there. So it's like little steps towards like a bigger thing, because you never know, like that may be the one push that spirit has been trying to push you towards, to try a new thing, and then that ends up being like a passion and grows and keeps growing from there, from yours, that you probably didn't even know that you really were like all that like aligned with, for example. Or just like there's a lot of different things, or maybe it's a certain person, where like you're kind of, or or a place that you've been, y'all see me over here burping, like they're just trying to get that energy out. Like I know this is like hitting for real, because the way they had me burping out this energy, this is for someone for sure. Or a certain place that you're kind of always been like guided to go to, or like go out to eat to and take yourself out, or just go with friends, or just whatever. You may also have like an encounter with a certain person that may be along your path at that certain moment that maybe you're supposed to meet. Just, who knows? Follow that hunch and choose your path and be firm in it. And it's given like that bigger picture energy as well too. So kind of choose the direction and then work on the details to reach that bigger picture, but stay focused on that path and direct your energy like where it counts. Sacrifice what doesn't at the moment. But let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Moving a new direction. Y'all, moving, like I said, you've chosen a new path and new direction, most likely. So back to that love message, if it is something from the past, you're obviously, clearly, your angels and ancestors are kind of guiding you to head towards the new and leave the old where we're supposed to be. Oh, that's what I was trying to say earlier. The messages came back again about, it's almost like you're being tested right now at the universe. You know, like when that test comes back around where it's like, okay, let's test you again. Like, for example, they might put, I know it's like a retrograde season right now. I think especially like it's in Venus as well. So you might get like your exes, old lovers, or old friends, or what have you, may come back in the picture at this moment right now. That's why I kind of got a message too, I think, earlier. But it's like a test to see if you're ready for the next bigger phase, for the better like individual maybe. So it's like they might be that person around, and it's up to you to kind of decide like whether or not you learn from those past cycles with that person that you had. Like you really learn, not just the, oh yeah, I kind of get it, but let's see how this works out on like this next go around. Nah, this is like a definitive, be firm in your path. You feel me? Like choose your path, or else you about to get right back on that hamster wheel again, going around that cycle again with that person. Or you're gonna decide to hop off that wheel and continue forth on a new direction. Or you're trying this certain venture, or this thing that you kept trying, or this certain like method that didn't work. And if you're gonna take the risk to get off of that wheel and go into a new direction and try something new. But yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, trust your intuition right now, for sure. Your intuition is not playing with y'all. They made that very clear. Okay, let me just pull from the healing mantra real quick, and then we'll be done here. Alright, let's pull from the healing deck just to see what healing messages they have for you guys to focus on for this next week for the collective. Yeah, I like this message. It's good because it's kind of showing more like we're getting more like motion, more movement. I know I said to y'all before, I think even like the individual signs readings that I was doing in the collective messages too, that like, you know, it's a process. So like these messages might sound somewhat a little redundant, or if not a little similar, but they kind of feed off of each other. So you're kind of moving towards the journey, like out of that certain phase. It's like it's slow but steady. So I like where we're at right now. It looks like a lot of y'all did a lot of the groundwork, or are coming from that phase if you're in this collective right here, and you're more so tapping into your wells and learning from those lessons, you know, just being aware and catching those lessons, or our little moments of weakness as humans. All right, let's see what healing messages they have for us. Oh. Okay. All right. Let me grab that. That just flew off of here. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me grab that, y'all. Okay, so the first card came out was this card, then this one, and then this one was one that I picked up from the ground. Okay. So we got acknowledging apprehension, balance of brain, and polishing my heart. Okay, let's read these. Inner child. Okay. So for acknowledging apprehension, When it's a yes, nothing can stop me. When I'm unsure, it's always a no. So this is giving again the Two of Wands and the choose your path, direction, guardian type of energy. So be clear. Like if you're unsure, take some time. Don't be afraid. Take all the time you need, and make sure that you go with what you truly know in your heart of hearts and in your mind of minds is the right path for you. So again, it's like if you're a little unsure, take that time to. You're that worth it to make the clear-cut decision for you that is best for your highest good and for your highest good and great. And then next we got balancing the brain. I can be and do all at once. So just with this, it's just like, like delegating properly, like as you're healing and feeding and nourishing, like as you're nourishing, unlike your inner child, you're also feeding what I'm getting from the wells of like your creativity from that. Like get re-inspired from you as a child. Like it's like you're literally thinking in the mind of like the little you and what you would be like inspired by. Like it's like you're healing stuff within you. You're choosing a clear path as you're taking that next step towards like your fulfillment and like the actions and like just the outcome. So it's like you're doing a lot right now, but it all essentially just coincides with each other, like along this certain phase of the journey, like the leg of the journey that you're currently on right now. So doing a little healing or being more clear in thought, and we're implementing and we're going. Like, so it's all at once right now, and you are capable and more than capable of doing so as you move along in this journey. So polishing my heart. Feeling is a power that helps me heal. So continue to, feel and heal through your way in this journey right now. And you're inspired again to use like the magician in you to just like unlock those dormant powers in you as well. And the more that you continue to heal, the more you're going to be like inspired and just being able to like recognizing like that certain voice in your mind and like that like inspiration to create and co-create like with the universe and move forward as well. So continue to heal your inner wounds and your inner child as you're along this journey, and it'll all fall into place. And yeah, like this. And it's funny is the top card over here says hearing like your inner guidance, which says my intuition flows whenever I am still. So yes, continue to like just like do like the certain like those creative hobbies or just like your fun personal hobbies and stuff to continue to exercise like your intuition. They do say, like I read somewhere, that the more you do like your creative like hobbies or just like your mindful hobbies that you do, like it can even be like you're literally just like washing the dishes, but you get time to practice like listening and hearing like your inner voice, like when you do like the mindless things that you kind of get lost in basically. So they're just encouraging you to just get lost in yourself right now. And it's funny I said that, and then this little tidy up card is showing, I cannot make this up. So yeah, like when you're sweeping around the house, when you're doing your dishes, or like whatever like kind of helps you like unwind, relax, and like clear your space. Like, and again, I'm a firm believer in clear space, clear thoughts. So as you dive into like those practices of whatever just makes you get lost in thought, practice listening to like your inner voice and just allow it to guide you and surrender to the universe and co-create. Let's continue to shed that ego, and we'll be just along our journey. But that is all that I have for y'all today. Thank you so much again for tuning in today, and I pray these messages do help you along your path and your journey, and I ask that you guys please like, share, and subscribe and help me grow. All right, y'all. Bye. Until next time.